Hey, what's going on with you? Ken Jones back with another iTechnically Can tutorial. I know it's been a moment since I've jumped on here to do the long form YouTube thing, but I'm back right now and that's what matters. I have been dropping a lot of short form content over on my social, so if you're not following me yet, make sure you jump over to your favorite platform. It's all there. iTechnically Can. Type it in. You'll find me quick. Now, to get to the meat of what we're talking about today, I'm gonna show you a bit about Gemini and how to create custom gems in Gemini. Now, I know a lot of my content has been around ChatGPT and I've talked custom GPTs. You have that same ability inside of Gemini, and that's what I'm gonna do today is show you how to set that up. And I'm also gonna provide a free resource so that you can use a template to get yourself started. And of course, once you get going, you get the flow of it and start creating all kinds of gems for all of your different use cases. First question I want to answer: what is a gem? It's Gemini's version of a custom GPT or a custom assistant. And this is going to help you to dial things right into your specific needs. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves right on into it. So, of course, you're going to find Gemini at gemini.google.com. So here we've got the Gemini home screen, similar to the other platforms. You can type a prompt in if needed here. On this left-hand side, you've got your sidebar. Now, one of the things before we get into this that I do want to touch on is that Gemini is free for your basic use, but if you're looking to create some of these custom gems, you're gonna need a subscription. And now I don't work for Google at all, but did want to show you this right here. You've got the monthly cost of about 20 bucks, and that's similar to what your ChatGPT is running you for their Pro plan or Plus plan. And then you see that it goes up, so depending on what your needs are. But again, this isn't a spiel on trying to sell you on this platform, so check that out if you would like to. Jumping back over to Gemini here. So on this left sidebar, you see this Explore Gems. If you give that a click, that's going to bring up this Gem Manager window. And here on this Gem Manager, you've got some pre-made gems. Click on that Show More, and you'll see some of the starting points, right, that they've got here. So there are some things that you can use right off the bat. These are pre-made by Google, so you know they're solid as a foundational. And right down under that, you'll see this New Gem button. We're going to go ahead and give that a click. So here on the new gem screen, you're going to see there's a field for your name, for instructions, and then for knowledge. Of course, you want to name your gem something that's going to kind of communicate what exactly it is. And then your instructions is feeding the system what it is that you want it to do. What do you need it to do? And I'm going to go over how we're going to set that up here in just a moment also. Then your knowledge. This is something super important. You want to make sure that you have documents. That's gonna really help you, and that could be documents that just show how you write. If you've got a podcast, get transcripts from that podcast. Use that so it knows to use your voice if you're trying to create content. I should note, you're allowed to put up to 10 documents inside of that knowledge base there. I'm gonna call this, I'm going to say ITK content, should probably spell that right, content strategy assistant. All right, so I've got a name plugged in here. We're good. Click down into the instructions. Now I've got some instructions that I'm going to paste in here, and then we'll kind of cover what I've thrown in there. I'm going to just copy this and paste that on in. To start out the instructions, I gave it this opening paragraph here, which says, act as a content strategist for a brand called iTechnically Can. Your goal is to help users generate content ideas, scripts, and outlines for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Your culturally rooted, instructor-led brand that teaches tech literacy to non-technical Black and brown solopreneurs. Of course, that's my target demo, but I got content for everybody. Everybody can use this, but that is where my primary focus is at, because I want to get the homies up to speed, and that's where most of my homies exist, in this space. What I'm going to do is jump over and show you the blueprint kind of outline that I'm going to actually put a link for, so you have access to this document, the Google Gemini prompt blueprint here. So I've set it up as that starting paragraph, right? And then I came into persona and voice, put in tone attributes, the core philosophy, the audience. Then I told it the capabilities, right? Content strategy, content adaptation, SEO and discoverability, and engagement first. So this is helping to make sure that I'm able to create content that is going to be able to hook the viewers in and make them want to watch what it is that is being produced. Then going into the interaction flow here, told it how I want it to interact with me. Start by asking what I want to cover, provide with a structured content outline, and then offer to refine it based on my feedback, right? So that's very important. When you're working through building these custom gems out, it's an iterative process. You're going to be updating things as you go along and making subtle tweaks. That first response that it gives you may not be useful. It may not be exactly what you were looking for. And the goal is to make sure you get exactly what it is that you need, or as close as possible to what it is that you need. So from there, put in the signature phrases section, and that way you can have it use specific phrases for you. You want it to feel like it knows you and you're talking with someone that you're just having a conversation with. So you can throw things in there to be like, call me big homie. You might want it to say, yeah, that's right. Whatever. Our brain ain't thinking of no cool phrases right now, but you can throw that in there and that will go into its memory, and that'll be how it interacts. And this last part right here, constraints. This is super important. The reason that this is super important is that you also want to tell it what not to do. So here I threw a few bullet points just to use on this template. Don't use hashtags or emojis unless I specifically ask for them, because if you've used these platforms, sometimes they be throwing unnecessary emojis. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but these models really love that rocket ship emoji. I told it to avoid semicolons and overly promotional language. I'm not selling to my people, so therefore I don't want it to sound like a marketing guru that's just pushy, right? And then speak directly to me like a friend. Just direct. We don't need all the extras. Don't need you to be too cheery. I just need you to be my partner. Now, this is important. In this knowledge section, I want to add some files. So I've actually got a couple of files. I had went through, put my iTechnically Can brand voice together into a document. I put this Can Jones communication style together. I'm going to actually grab both of those and add those. Now, what I put in that communication style book, and this is a little cheat for how to get these custom GPTs or these assistants that you're building to sound more like you. What I ended up doing was downloading all of my information from Facebook from like 2016 through whenever the last time I was using it. I was able to just throw it all into a document. It took some time. It wasn't an easy one, and maybe I'll put something together and show y'all how to do it. If you're interested, let me know and I'll show you how to get all that stuff together and get it into a document. And then I actually use ChatGPT to summarize that document and tell me about my communication style. And it gave me a write-up, utilize that, put it into a doc so that this Jim here could understand it even more. So again, if you need or want me to show you how to do all that, I can. With all that said, here we've got this preview, and we can go in and just start asking questions from right now. Like I'd say, what, right? And I'm going to go ahead, hit enter here. So before we get into the hook, let's talk about what kind of video this is. You trying to teach a skill, tell a story, or just drop some knowledge real quick? And for YouTube, are we talking long form or short video? Once I know that, I can give you the right kind of hook for how you move. Look at that. It didn't just throw something out. It said, I need some context. That's what this just did. It said, I need some context. I'm not just going to give you an answer. This is what we want. I like this as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and click save to actually save this gem. I'm going to click out of this and just show you now over here on this left-hand side in this taskbar here with sidebar, we see we've got that IT content strategy assistant. So now if I wanted to start a conversation, I'd give a click. And what you can also do with this little ellipse, these three dots, if I click that, I can click on pin to make sure that it stays right on there. So now if I can't, create 10 of these, I can make sure that certain ones are showing up right here. This is the general gist of how to create yourself one of these Google Gems, custom Google Gems. And remember, you can only make these on a paid account. So if you have a paid account, you can do this. If not, you can't, unfortunately, at least for right now. But there are certain specials that pop up. If you're a student, you happen to be in college, got an ID and an email address to prove that you're in school, you can definitely get some discounts. And I believe currently, as of Sunday, August 17, 2025, that you get a year free if you sign up under a user account, but you have to prove it. You have to be able to show an ID, some enrollment information or something like that. So with that, I'm about to get up out of here. Let me know if this helped you. Hopefully it provided some insight to what these custom gems are. Now I'm about to go ahead and play with this a little bit more and might make some tweaks and things of that nature. So have yourselves a great rest of the evening. Keep on going. Tech tips, baby.